In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can get the most cinematic colors using Filmora 13. We're going to test it out with smartphone footage and with some more professional footage, and the goal is to get some very awesome and cinematic looking colors without having to color grade for hours and hours. So without any further ado, let's get started. Hey, what is up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Julian and I'm the creator of Smartphone Filmmaking Pro. On this channel, we talk about making better videos using our smartphone, using our professional camera, editing those videos, and also monetizing them to make some money doing that. In case that's interesting for you, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Today, we're gonna take a closer look at Filmora 13. They have just updated it again. It's so crazy how often they are updating their software. And today specifically, we're gonna take a closer look at their LUTS system. And in case you don't know what a LUT is, this is basically a drag and drop color grading filter, but for professional usage. So without any further ado, I'll show you how it works, and yeah, let's get started. Basically, if you want to add a new clip, just click on import media, and then this window pops up, and then you can basically just, select the clip that you want. Or if you know where your clip is, you can also just drag and drop it into the media area. And then if you don't have like a super fast computer, like I am editing right here on my MacBook Air M2, so that's not the strongest computer, but it's still working very well. So you could be using proxies, but you don't have to. So the goal for this video is I just have prepared a bunch of different setups there for you. So this one here is a talking head setup, like you're seeing them very often on my channel or inside of our courses. Then this is kind of like a B-roll shot. This is also, just some very nice shots of the beach with, sunset and everything. Then we have an aerial footage of New York City. And then last but not least, we also have iPhone footage from, my last trip when I went to London. And basically, I'm just going to show you with all of these different scenarios how you can be using the LUTs that are built into Filmora. So basically, how you can access them, it's super simple. At the top here, just go over to filters, tap on that, and then you can see I just recently have been searching for a teal and orange filter, but this is what it's going to look like if you open it up. There you have mine. So as you can see, I have already downloaded a bunch of different LUTs already. And if in case you just want to, browse through all of the filters, just go to filters here, and then you can see you have a million different options. So these are the basic filters, and you always, you just see a bit of a preview of what this effect is gonna do. And in case you want to use one, like you can just go through all of the different options. And the cool thing with Filmora is that it's not downloading everything automatically, so that this editor is like, I don't know, 50 gigabytes big. Like everything is in the cloud, and if you want to use something, just tap on this download button right here, and then you're basically ready to go. And like I said, Filmora is providing a million different options. And the cool thing is, like you could also be doing, you could go over here to color and just color grade everything manually. So you can just go through everything right here, bring the exposure down, contrast up, highlights down. Like you could be doing all that kind of stuff, and then you have a before and after. And as you can see, not a lot has been changing. But the cool thing with LUTs is that you can basically get a final look, a stylized image with just a simple drag and drop. So how this works is, let's say I want to use my teal and orange look here, for example. So as you can see, I've downloaded that right here. And then you have two different options. You could either just drag and drop that over your clip, and then you can see immediately what is happening. The blues turned into a teal, the oranges turned a lot more orange. So this is a very common look that you're seeing in movies, for example, in some professional videos. So I'm gonna show you the before and after again. So how you can do that is real simple. I'm just selecting the teal and orange filter right here, then tap E, and then you can see the before and the after. And it's not like a big change, not a massive change, but I think it's really subtle, and especially for, a teal and orange look and for a professional image like this, I think this is really awesome. The thing with LUTs is this is not a put it on there and you are done. Like you could be using that image without anything at all, but if you want to tweak it and if you want to make it, even more, stylized to whatever that you want, what I like to do is I like to tweak the image itself. So I now have a base look with this LUT, and like I said, like this is really cool, and I could be using that just like this. But if I go over here to color, and I like this magenta tint, it's maybe a bit too much, but I think like this adds a little bit to the image. Then overall, you know, even more vibrance, even more saturation to make the blues and the orange pop even more. Maybe bring down the brightness where the highlights down even more. And I think now like this is a really cool filter, a really cool color graded image. So before and after, like I think this is really cool. By the way, this is captured with the iPhone 15 Pro, just with the regular picture profile, no ProRes log or anything like this. And I think this looks absolutely amazing. So now let's hop over to this clip right here. This is obviously New York City. And you know, I've downloaded already a bunch of different effects, and let's just see how this looks. So this image overall looks a bit blown out and a bit washed out. So let's see if we can, you know, bring some color back in. And one thing I want to share with you as well is with this clip in London, I've just put my LUT at the, you know, above my image. And if I want to, you know, put it directly into the image, I can also just take it and put it onto the image. And now you can see, you know, I've just talked about how this image is washed out, but if you compare the before and the after, like this is a night and day difference. Like I personally prefer to put my LUT just above the image, because then I also have the opportunity in case I'm, you know, this is maybe a bit too extreme. So if I want to bring it down just a little bit, I can just bring down the opacity of this LUT. And I think something like this looks really cool. And again, this image still is a bit blown out in my opinion. So what I'm going to do, again, just click on the actual video itself, go down here to color, bring down the highlights just a little bit, maybe the contrast up. And I think now this is a very beautiful image. And as you can see, like this entire setup, and if this would have been shot correctly without it being blown out, then it would have been even faster. But the entire setup like literally only takes just a second until you find the look that you want to use. And yeah, that's really cool. Also something like if I wanted to bring over the look right here that I have made for London and bring that over to New York, I'm basically just doing Command C to copy that, doing Command V to bring that over. And now let's see how this looks. Like this also, I think looks really cool. I'm just gonna cut it right here. You know, I think this is a very stylized, very professional, very awesome looking image. To be honest, I gotta say I really like it. Maybe we can play around with the contrast a little bit and bring down the brightness. Yeah, something like this. Like, you know, guys, let me know what you guys think, but I think this is just really, really cool. I really like this image. And you can see it's just so fast. Like that's just really beautiful. And let's see what that is doing. Yeah, it's also, you know, bringing back a bit of the information right here. It's just flattening out the image a little bit. I think that's pretty cool. Let's check out this one right here, Pesto. I think that also looks nice. So as you can see, with just a simple drag and drop, maybe that with this one, it's just blowing out the highlights a bit too much. So we can just bring down the opacity. And let's say you wanted to use a completely different LUT that I have not downloaded yet. Just go over here to filter. What do we want? A creative LUT. So you can see you just have a bunch of different options right here. Let's go for Temple Sunshine. Why not? Just drag and drop that right here. And as you can see, with this one, I have not downloaded that before. So it just takes a second compared to the before and the after. So yeah, I also think that is cool. And that's just a really cool thing with Filmora, is that you have so many different options. I know with other editing softwares that are way more expensive than Filmora, you will have to buy a LUT pack separately to be able to use, you know, LUTs like this. One thing that is also important to mention, like not all of them are free. Some of them are paid upgrades, but most of them are just really cool. Let's check out Red Rose right here. Again, this is also one that I have not used. Downloads, as you can see, just takes a second. And I also think that looks really cool. So I think it's a bit blown out. I'm just going to bring the highlights down a little bit and maybe add even more saturation, even more vibrancy. And I think, guys, like, what do you think? But this is just a very beautiful image. I think looks fantastic. Now let's hop over to this clip right here. Like this by default already is very stylized, but with the right filter, like you can, I think, make it look even better. And one thing that is also important, like not every filter is going to look great on every image. So this one here, for example, I have not used that, but from the preview, I think it does not fit the image very nice. Maybe if we bring down the opacity and you want to have like this pinkish filter, yes, why not? But that's not my favorite. Let's go back here to cinematic maybe, or to lifestyle. Like that looks very lifestyle-ish. Let's check out Lavender Dreams. That sounds nice. Ooh, that looks nice. Like it's also just a slight change, but I feel like this also adds like a very cinematic touch to this image. Really love that. Let's see what else we got. And I think that's just the beauty of, having so many LUTs built in, is that you can just play around and just find the one that fits your shot the best. And it's just a very fun process. Again, this one here, the opacity is way too much for this. So just gonna bring that down. Something like this, like compared to before and the after. And by the way, guys, I'm just pressing E to enable the clip. I think that also looks really cool. So you can just stylize the image to whatever that you want. And now the last example that I have for you, this is a basic, sit down setup, like I'm recording them all the time and also like I'm doing right now. And I just happen to be wearing the same hoodie. So let's go over here to a basic and let's see what I want to use for that. Teal and orange, like I gotta use teal and orange again. I'm just a sucker for teal and orange. I love that. And as you can see, just with a simple drag and drop, like by default with a teal and orange image, like I feel this is just so much more cinematic compared to, not having that. So before and after, like I personally, I just really love that. You could also stack LUTs, like in case you want to, use a bunch of them. Like you need to be careful to not get a result like this. But if we bring that down just ever so slightly, that I think also that image here, like it's very stylized and probably not what I would go for, with a tutorial video. But overall, I feel like this is also very nice. So that is basically it when it comes to the LUTs. Another thing that I also wanted to show you with the new update that Filmora has brought out, they also have added a bunch of different effects. So, going over from filters to effects, they're always and constantly adding just new effects. And one effect that I just want to show you real quick with this clip right here, and that is called after image. So basically I just went here over to video effects, typed in after image, and this is a really cool effect, in case you want to get like a dreamy effect with, I don't know, if someone, I don't know, has been drinking too much or whatever, an effect like this. It's just really cool that you get an effect like this with just a simple drag and drop. It's again as simple as just using the LUTs. With other software, like it's a very difficult or very annoying workflow to get there. And you can also do this with motion blur and with basically anything else. So overall, if you're searching for a video editor that can do basically anything that works on Macs, on Windows, and even on Android phones and on iPhones, so you can use that everywhere, that is easy to use, that won't break the bank, definitely make sure to check out Filmora 13. I will link it down below. You can check it out for free. I do think they have a free trial, so why not test it out anyways? And in case you have not seen the webinar that we recently did, where we share the 5-step process we personally follow to make multiple six figures as content creators, then also check out the link down below. It's a recording of a live webinar, but it's very, very valuable. And in case you want to monetize your video skills and not just produce content for fun, then definitely make sure to check it out.